look right? Light and look right? Lips and gloss? Okay. Hey Jet Setters, and welcome to the very first episode of From Local to Global with Safira Sanders. I am your host, Safira, and in this episode, we are going to cover the basics. Everything that you need to know in just to start, right? Like just to get your foundation really good and solid so that you're able to enter the global market as a individual or entity that is going to manufacture goods overseas, as well as if you're a legacy company and you just want to explore the international market and that consumer, I'm going to help you with that as well. In this particular episode, we're going to cover 4 major things. What is From Local to Global? Just for you guys that weren't able to get into the preview episode, I'm going to cover exactly what this series is about and how it's going to benefit you. We're going to cover who is this for. I really want to stress exactly who is this course for, and again, how it can benefit you and what are the goals of the course. We're also going to get into, like I just said, the basics. It dawned on me while I was creating this course how many individuals really didn't know too much about international manufacturing, as well as just the basic information and business structures that they needed in order to be successful. And that way, negotiation between yourself and the manufacturer doesn't go hooey because you didn't have the basics covered. We're going to cover that. And also, I'm going to cover just how you start. One of the great joys in my life is being able to give people information that I have, especially for free, thanks to my sponsors. We're going to get into that in a second. But some people ask me all the time, Safira, how do you structure your day? Where do I start? What is step 1? We're going to cover all of that. So let's go ahead and thank these sponsors so we can get really into this great first episode. That said, I'm going to thank Port of Tacoma. Thank you so much for allowing me to produce in this amazing series, as well as the William Factory Incubator and Traction Space. I am a member of both, and they have offered me and done some amazing things for my career. We will get into mentorships and how to use these 2 entities in other episodes, but I just want to give a huge shout out. Definitely thanking them so much because you guys are going to get so many goodies and you're going to get them for free. So let's learn a little bit more about me, right? I'm the CEO and Artistic Director of Edit Code. Edit Code is a global digital first fashion house that operates like a software company. What I'm currently wearing is Edit Code, so please check out the website. It will give you the opportunity not only to discover my style aesthetic, but well as my design aesthetic, and hopefully that can generate some ideas within yourself so maybe you can be more prepared when we have our one-on-one live sessions. Our one-on-one conversations and when we have our live sessions with our community. And it really will just show you and kind of display one of my companies out of the 4. But Edit Code is the one that we're really going to focus on for this particular web course. It's, my baby. I've worked really, really hard on her, and I'm really looking forward to what I do with her in the future. So I opened Edit Code into 2 markets. In the top of 2022, I'm opening in the Korean market. So you guys are really going to see firsthand how I run Edit Code and what I do on a day-to-day basis to make me not only time efficient, but cost efficient. You guys are going to learn from me that I am really big when it comes to financing, funding, the cost, money, basically is what I'm saying. So we're definitely going to have very candid conversations about money because I feel that once you are funded, even if you fund yourself like I did, I completely bootstrapped my entire companies. Hopefully you can learn something from that, and it can encourage you to, do what you have to do in order to get it done. So what is From Local to Global? It is very simply, a 10-part edutainment digital workshop focusing on the processes necessary to enter and thrive into a global economy. So again, it's one of those things where it's not just me speaking to you guys. It's very much so you being a part of the process, you doing the steps that I suggest, so that my goal at the end of it is that one of you or a few of you have produced an amazing product overseas and you're able to get it manufactured and branded correctly, and then you're also selling it to an international consumer. That's what this is for. Simple, right? Who is From Local to Global for? I say it's for everyone. If you are someone that has no idea even where to start, this is for you, because you're going to benefit from those one-on-one conversations that we're going to have. So hopefully I can start to get you to generate some ideas and get you to draw and get you to create and explore, your surroundings, so that you're able to be a serious problem solver. As entrepreneurs, that's what we all are, just serious problem solvers. So once you really see that problem, you're able to solve it with a really great product that people can benefit from and just improve their life. Even if you are someone that is already established and you're saying, hey, Safira, I'm good, I really don't need to learn the basics. That I ask, do you have your trade line set? Do you have your trademark set, right? So we're going to cover a wide range of things, and it's going to be a good time. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more, kind of straight laced, then this might not be the series for you. But I really want to just speak very candidly to you guys. The journey that you are about to go on is so exciting. And I think that having very open and candid conversations with someone that's already done it is very beneficial. And that's coming directly from someone that has a mentor that tells me all the time, Safira, let's make it tight, let's make it crisp, because I have so many ideas in my head. So the system that I created has allowed me to be very strategic in terms of some of the things that I create, as well as have fun, and I want to do this for you. So as an entrepreneur, you're thinking, what am I getting out of this, Safira? What would I receive? What's in it for me? So very quickly, the coolest thing about this is that it's a self-paced workshop. That means is that it's everything I made sure is going to be pre-recorded, so you can go back. Maybe we're on episode 4. You can go back and review episode 1. That way it's working at your own pace. I'm very popular today. You're going to get your very own global guide. That's me, Safira. You're going to get a one-on-one business and product audit, and you're going to get that for the entire workshop. So let's say, for example, you just want someone to discuss your concepts with, or you're having some trouble getting started. That's what those one-on-one conversations are for. Maybe when you're not so comfortable having the live Q&As so everyone can hear your questions. I'm a firm believer there are no stupid questions, but I do understand how sometimes you might only want to ask when it's like a one-on-one kind of thing. So that's what that's for. You're going to get direct insight to global manufacturing, clearly. You're going to get discount codes on essential services. Now, with the first episode, to get the discount code on the essential services, you do have to attend the live Q&A. But the next ones, I will make sure that they are in the episode. Because again, you got to get the juice, you got to get the sauce. So you got to come on in, honey, and get this juice so we can get to the sauce, right? Next, you're going to get like-minded friends in the business community. One thing that I think a lot of people struggle with is that they don't have someone to talk to that really and truly believes in what they're trying to accomplish. And that is what I would like this workshop to be for everyone, including myself. I love extending my network, and I really feel like I can do that while helping people, as well as learning something new along the way. So episode 1, the basics, we're going to get into that. I had to go through a little bit about what everything was about for the individuals that did not review the preview episode. No worries. Now that everyone is caught up, we all know why we're here. We all know the reason for the season. Let's get into the most important thing we're going to discuss today, and that is business formations. Now I'm going to go ahead and sit back a little bit, because I want you guys to really understand just how important business formation is, especially when you are expanding or trying to get anything produced in the international market. It is a way for people to take you and your company serious. So before I get into everything, I have to stress, I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. You can call me tomorrow, not a lawyer. Call me 2 weeks from now, not a lawyer, right? So keep that in mind. Please do your research. And if you have a lawyer on retainer, please consult them. Let's jump into the business formation in my experience. I have 4 different companies. The first one is an LLC that I started myself, which is a single member LLC. Once I started to apply for different banking and funding solutions, I will always be asked like, okay, are you a single member LLC, so on and so forth, S corp or whatever, and I would have to check I'm a single member LLC. Because of that, I kept having like these really weird roadblocks, and I could not figure it out. And that particular LLC, I completely formed, by myself, did all the paperwork, submitted everything by myself, right? So once that happened, I said, okay, Safira, something's not adding up. Let's research other structures and let's see what could be more beneficial. It's just a lot smoother of a ride. And what I found out for me and for what I do, I am not a lawyer, but owning a corporation makes the entire process so much smoother, including the financial aspect of it, right? When I walk into the bank, I feel like I have a totally different conversation than when I was walking into the bank discussing my LLC. It had nothing to do with the deposits or the funds. It just seemed like a different conversation. I personally think that when dealing with international manufacturers, they tend to now play a lot nicer because I am a corporation. Again, I am not a lawyer. I do not know the little nuances of why that is, but it happened to me, and therefore every company I have moving forward will be a corporation. Now let's stress the importance of this. Once you have done your research, figured out which entity works for you, let's discuss why it's so important that you need that and how to get started today. It's important because you want to start to be profitable at some sense and at some point, and you want to be approached seriously as you move forward in this venture, especially when dealing with manufacturers, right? You're going to need different licenses and such in order to really work with them and work with them efficiently. Another question I get asked a lot, and that's why it's notated, is DBA. Why won't you just set up a DBA, so on and so forth? And I'm actually not totally against a DBA, but let me tell you how I believe it should be done. Let's say, for example, I have an idea to make really cool robots that can, clean your house, do everything really, really nice and take care of your children and everything else like that. But I don't really have the branding and the marketing down and the data that I need in order to really package this really cool robot up and send it out to consumers. So in order to get started today, what I will form is a corporation, right? Like I have listed Safira's Inc. If Safira Inc. will go out and talk to a brand strategist, establish a business account, all the steps that I needed in order to start to actually bring on a team, test product, basically everything that I would need in order to produce this robot. Now, let's say I did my market analysis, we did our focus groups and our test groups, and the marketing person comes back and said, hey, the best name for this particular product is Happy Bots, right? So Happy Bots will be my DBA, but my actual company would be Safira Incorporated. I wanted to stress this factor because as I speak to a lot of different individuals, they are always so hung up of, I don't know what to name the company, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, and it actually ends up being a reason why they don't get anything done, right? So I list the DBA as a point where you can, as a point to kind of keep in the back of your mind, right? So you could start your corporation. I did Safira Incorporated, again, walk you guys through this. I got the whole team together, got everything right, did packaging, but once it was actually time to produce my product, I did it as Happy Bot. Again, suggest that you just do a DBA, but keep that structure in mind so that way you can get started today and you do not have any excuses of why you cannot get it done. I think when I speak to other aspiring entrepreneurs, they put so many different roadblocks in front of just getting to work, like get it done. And I believe with that particular strategy, you're able to start somewhere, right? And you shouldn't have those issues until you get to the point where you're actually about to produce that product. And again, with your marketing individual and some product and market research, you'll be able to develop. So I really hope that didn't go over anyone's head. If you don't understand, we're going to have all of my contact information at the end of this, so that way you're able to either ask me for more insight during our live Q&A, or you can set up a one-on-one call with me and I will give you my advice. Again, left to the right, I am not a lawyer, right? I'm not a lawyer. Business banking. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, hey, Safira, I already have a checking account. I have a personal savings account. Why can't I use that? One, you want to keep that stuff separate, right? That's very, very important. Additionally, your business checking account is going to help you with cash flow management. I'm not really going to get into it too deep about how I manage my cash flow, but I do use the the 3-account method. If you guys are interested in that, let me know and maybe I'll produce a side video, or you can ask me in our live Q&A or touch base with me one-on-one, and I'll definitely make sure that you understand cash flow and how I manage it. The most important thing that I wanted everyone to take away from this particular section is, one, separate your coin. Separate your coin. Separate your coin. Two, once you separate your business and your personal coin, now I want you to separate. I want you to create what I like to call as an outside account. You guys, between us, manufacturers do not always play nice. Some of them will take your money and not give you the correct sample, right? That's why you have me. I'm going to help you find great manufacturers. But I've had experiences where I asked for very intricate pieces and things that I wanted created, and I got samples back that were absolutely not that. The great thing about the outside account is that it's not linked to all your other funds. So if your manufacturer decides that they want to go off and do something that's not acceptable, not satisfactory whatsoever, they won't have access to all of your funds. We will discuss how to invoice and what all that means, and net 60 and 30, all those things a lot deeper into that conversation. But I can't stress enough, once you go set up your checking and savings account, go to an entire different entity and set up a outside account. Again, that is solely going to be for your international transactions. I know right now we're just covering the surface, but once you have, again, that foundation, the conversations that we have throughout the entire course are going to make a lot more sense. What else is important are licenses. Getting into licenses. This is pretty straightforward. I don't really think I have to do too much of a deep dive into exactly why they're important. I think everyone knows why, and I have some really great examples listed. But more so, I wanted to give you guys the resource that you need in order to get your license and the wizard that is available on that website. Now, if you are not in the state of Washington, I'm very sorry. Please Google your state and how to obtain those licenses. And from my research, most states do have a wizard. If you are here in Washington State, please get your business entity as well as start to get your license once everything is formed, and get that ASAP, right? You don't want additional headaches while you're doing the creative in the manufacturing process. You want to get your floor and your foundation together so your house is spectacular, and that's what we're about. So make sure that you do the research, do the wizard, get the licensing that you need, and make sure that you have them in hand, right? Get a binder, print them out, some licenses, and then some licenses will come to you in the mail. Print it out, get it in the mail, put it in your binder, and keep them very, very safe. You are going to need them to move forward. A lot of manufacturers are going to want to see your licenses before they will even produce anything for you. So you want to make sure that you have the paper copy as well as the digital copy, so that way once you start those negotiations, which we're also going to talk about, you can get straight into creation and right into entering the market and making some money. Pretty self-explanatory, but still very important. trademarks. This is the way that you are going to own your ideas. It's a form of intellectual property and it's actually really important, and I'm currently going through that process. So you and I are going to go through it together. If any of you guys out there have already been through this process, please, let's touch base, let's talk. My confidence is on 1,000, but I keep a student mentality, so I'm always interested in learning from other people's experiences. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart because I love edit code so much. And so we'll definitely walk through this process together, learn from each other, and I'll definitely will be an open book, making sure that you guys know what happened to me. That way you guys can learn it too. So I'm definitely excited about moving forward with this journey with you guys. Who doesn't love a good cheat code, right? So the cheat code section of these episodes are basically going to be the tools and the resources that you need in order to expedite everything that you need to do so that you're able to create. Additionally, when available, I'm going to make sure that you guys have discount codes. Again, the discount code for this particular episode is going to be during our live Q&A, so make sure to tune in. But I do want to let you guys know that this particular episode moved at a different pace, just because I cannot stress how important the foundation is. Like we really want to get that covered. So the rest of our conversations moving forward is just about creating and get into the market, and even more so start to make some money, right? This is an expensive journey. So we definitely want to hit the market correctly and then be profitable off of all of our efforts. So the first cheat code is LegalZoom. I love LegalZoom. I'm using them not only for my trademark, but I've also used them for all of my corporations. Like I said before, the first LLC, the first business that I started was an LLC, and it took me all over the world, it seemed like, in order to get that formed. I totally stress using LegalZoom, and let me tell you guys why. I believe in let's get to it, let's get things done. LegalZoom is going to allow you to do that. I know a big hurdle for some entrepreneurs is not having enough funds to get started. But with LegalZoom, you can get started and they let you pay in installments, right? So if you're, buying, Gucci bags and you might not have enough money to start your business, well, you can still get your bag and then pay for your business on a monthly basis, right? So now you're looking cute and you got your act together, right? What's more attractive than that? I will give you guys a discount code for LegalZoom during the live Q&A. It is going to allow you to take some of the burden off in terms of price-wise. Additionally, another great benefit of working with LegalZoom is that they know all the different little nuances of how to start a business in Washington State. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I prefer that my home and my personal information is not connected to my entity, and LegalZoom is a way for you able to kind of keep that level of privacy as well as starting your business. They're going to do a business name check for you, which is really important. A compliance calendar, which is even more important because there are certain tasks that you have to do throughout the year for Washington State in order to stay compliant. I have met some individuals that believe that they have maybe a relative or a close friend that can just do it for them. With that said, I would suggest doing it in partnership with that individual, but use a company or even a lawyer if you don't like LegalZoom in order to form those entities. You want to make sure that you have your entire behind covered because Washington State is going to demand that you do, and having a third-party entity to really help navigate that entire process is going to be just one less headache that you have to deal with. Additionally, with LegalZoom, you can expedite the process. So let's say, for example, you say, hey, Safira, I want to be able to hit market in February of 2022 with this really cool product. What can I do to get started today? You can use LegalZoom, use their expedited services that they offer in order to receive your business within a matter of weeks. Use their registered agent, pay for it in monthly installments, and let's get to what you really want to accomplish. So that's my first cheat code out of all of this. I love LegalZoom. If you want more information about LegalZoom, please make sure to check out their website. Additionally, Chase Bank. This might not necessarily seem like a huge cheat code, but I like Chase Bank because they offer a level of fraud protection that in my experience, has been unmatched. Again, you guys, manufacturers are always not going to play nice, right? That's why you have me, so I can help guide you. But at least I want to make sure that you have systems and processes in place just in case something doesn't go right. And having your money protected is one of them. And Chase is definitely going to be a great resource for you to manage your money, utilize their small business specialists, as well as protect you from fraud. Last but definitely not least, of the cheat codes for this episode are what called business trade lines. Now, once you got your company established, you have all your licenses, you're going to purchase goods from a store that offers net 30 or net 60 payment options. And that's basically saying you can pay them in 30 days, you can pay them in 60 days. Once you establish those trade lines, you now are establishing business credit. Business credit allows you to obtain funds and solutions, I would say, that you are going to need to fund this entire process. You guys, I want to be candid. Manufacturing goods overseas is not necessarily a cheap endeavor. Of course, I'm going to show you how to do it on a budget. I'm going to show you how to make and stretch every single last penny. But one thing that I wish I would have done early in my career when I was first out an entrepreneur is that I made sure that I had business credit and trade lines for all of my companies. That is really establishing your business as a credible entity, and that is going to allow other manufacturers to give you those same terms. Again, we're going to discuss how to negotiate with your manufacturer, but if you come out the gate saying, hey, I'm a legal entity, I've been in business for a few months, but I have a favorable credit report, I have 3 trade lines, and I pay everything on time, everything's amazing, they will be more likely to design what you want on your terms, right? We're going to get into that way in the workshop, but this is something to consider, and in my opinion, you should do once you have your business entity formed. I listed some of my favorite shops. One of the shops I get like baker's racks and stuff from, of course, Amazon Business, we all know, but it's really just things that you need around your office, or if you work from home and you need, whatever you need. I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's definitely a way for you to get what your business needs and still get those trade lines, which are going to be beneficial to your company down the line. So check out those favorite shops and let me know what you guys think. So let's recap real quick. You must have a business entity in order to maneuver around all of this successfully. I cannot stress it enough. LegalZoom is the best way to form that entity, in my opinion, but please make sure you are doing your due diligence. If you have a lawyer on retainer or a lawyer in your family, please consult them. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to give you some amazing advice. But if you are kind of strapped for a coin, but you believe in what you want to do and believe that you can do it, please use LegalZoom because, again, they offer some amazing payment installment opportunities. Last but totally not least, I am so proud of you guys. It takes so much hard work in order to even get to the point where you believe in yourself so strong that you see a problem and now you want to solve it. And that's what being an entrepreneur is, just a serial problem solver, right? So I could not be more happy and more proud that I get to walk through this journey with you guys. So as we wrap up, I want to kind of give you guys some homework for the next episode, and that's one to research and start this business formation. I cannot stress it enough. I said it 1,000,001 times. I'm pretty sure someone's going to ask me a question again about where do I start. If you have that question, this is where you start. Start there. If you have any questions, like, a 0.5 question, you got your step number 1 and your 0.5 step, make sure that is reaching out to someone like myself, someone that can help you, again, starting your, scheduling your one-on-one call with me. We can do up to 30 minutes. If you need a little bit longer, I'm more than happy to help you with that as well. Make sure that you attend the virtual live Q&A. This would be an opportunity for you guys really to build that community, and we can just have discussions about what troubles maybe everyone is having. Or again, if you're just looking for that community, this is where you can find it. So that's the homework, right? Like, get into that. Episode 2 is going to move a little bit differently. We're really going to start to put systems and processes in place so that you can create a product. That's what this entire From Local to Global workshop is about. Getting to producing a product, getting that product to market, you making a coin. You hear that? It's the sound of coin in acrylic. Anyway, and with that said, you guys, the first episode is a wrap. I have listed all of my contact information. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode. I do know that it moved at a very different pace because, again, I cannot stress the business formation. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram. Check out the Edico website. Make sure you check out our sponsors' website as well so you guys can stay up to date when the next episode will drop, as well as when the live Q&A is. I have my link so you guys are able to contact me for the one-on-one calls. But for now, you guys, that's it. Like, let's keep in touch. Let me know if you have any questions via email or however you want to go about it. The next episode is going to move a lot different. So watch this, rewatch this, get you a nice, cute little notebook, get you a nice pen, start to take some notes, because even though this is self-paced, I'm going to go at a pace as if everyone is ready to get to work and start producing products. So with that said, you guys, it's a pleasure. I can't keep saying it. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much and have an amazing day. I look forward to going on this journey with you guys. Have a good one.